Hello and welcome to episode 18 of Eledor Plays Kenshi. And yes, there is a character I've called Eledor, and he's just sitting away mining like a drone. Bit like real life, really. Not that I mind. Mostly worked some rather boring tech and admin jobs. Who else is there? Molly. And Hobbs. Okay. So. One of your main ways for making money is selling your alcohol off. Grog is the best value for money, I think. I think it is, anyway. Hashish is, it's obviously marijuana or something similar. Anyway, let's play. Hobbs will head off. Send Molly off on her way. Get everyone here. Back where they belong. Okay, let's check if we can buy anything. Oh yeah, yep. Okay. So now got a pretty decent amount of money. Which one was it? That one? No. Okay, so for most cooking you also need water, which we do not have a lot of supply of. It's one of the big problems with the barrens, because there's no rain. So you normally want to go somewhere where you actually get a little bit of rain. You can get wells. On farming. Wells, however, are not terribly wonderful, and you have to have people working on to actually generate water. As you can see, there's not a lot of water in this area. Best you get is about 60%. Which means they'll be 60% efficient. If you're in the yeah, everything around here is about 60%. And further up there, it basically comes down to nothing. One thing you also need to do is make a stone mine. This is where you get your building supplies from. Usually find some which has got a higher level of stone. So if we look in this area, I think best we get about 76%. This way you can use prospecting to find a good source. So the main things you need for building a base are food. It's definitely a big one. But stone and iron are your primary factors. Once you have stone and iron going, you can start, primarily with stone, you can start building a lot of things. Alright, we... Oh, that's where Molly went. Okay, so we're going to have to go get these fellas out of Mongrel at some point. Flotsam Village. Flotsam Village should be okay for me to... sorry, PR to just run. Shark. That one's less easy. I could probably hire some mercenaries protectors on the way out. We need those mercenaries because blood spiders are awful. It's one of the biggest fears. I've run from here a few times and I've lost characters on the way. Back when I knew less about the game, but still. You generally should be able to outrun spiders unless you... You know what? Oh, don't know. Alright, Hobbs, he's getting whacked pretty hard. Well, Fade's there. That should help a little bit. Oh, he's got the guardless. That's right. Forgot to get him that one. Should really give him proper pants. The drifter pants probably aren't covering him enough. Being crippled, he's done pretty good. Now this sword isn't the best thing to be using against people, but it's got a lot of uses against other things, so it's why I'm getting her up into it. It's particularly robots. Mainly robots. Also, he has a +2 defense and good armor penetration. Where's Hobbs? Oh, good. He's doing his job. How'd everyone else go? So one thing Ares has got over everyone else is just the sheer amount of... She's very strong too. Where's Ruka? She beats Ruka in strength. I think she's actually my strongest character. I think Eledor's got among the highest attack. Okay, so now Fade's got the best attack. Ruka's a close second. Griffin's just well balanced. Alright, so back to Shark. I do want to get more people, but at the same time it's like, kind of got enough for now. We can obviously kill groups now. Everyone should head back and heal though. I'll just tell them to go to the top there. Molly. Now another issue with working at night gives you a penalty. What do I want to do? Probably need batteries. And probably need biofuel. Might do that. Okay. So once we hit, probably want more than 40. Probably about 50. We can start looking to make a base. Location wise, I think this part I'm such a divvy. I just can't make my mind up. I feel like we're going to go for Shem just because of central location. Means it's not too far to go everywhere. There'll be some issues going up further north because it's fairly south, but it's less crappy than some of the other locations. We won't be able to produce a lot of rice or other stuff, but we can get cactus, we can get a bit of wheat, and that should be enough for now. It's kind of interesting when you actually look at the map how big it is, and if you want the best growing region for fruits and whatnot, it's here. Problem is, you can't grow rice here, and yet Gohan is the best food source for price-wise. Material-wise, it's actually the food cube, which is actually the best one. Actually, do we have... I'm pretty sure I got the thing of it now. So we can actually check what's in a food cube. So it's bread and green fruit. We also have a dust witch, which is just bread and cactus. Which is not... I wonder. That might actually be a better size. Got the old Gohan. So you need 10 rice weed for in 1 green hoot, 8 green fruit. So they're generally fairly dense to a point. I just realized that Eledor just came back. I forgot his leg was busted. So he just limped his way all the way there. Finally got to sit down. Probably should give him some better armor on his fat legs. He's also still he's taking a bit of a hit to him. So we can get any better equipment. Occasionally, these guys might disappear. It's because they picked a fight with someone, and then sometimes they got knocked out in the process. They're tough. They're not super tough. particularly the shoppers, the shopkeepers. Okay, what we got? Look how the interesting part there is. It's a high-grade rusty chainmail. Blunt resistance 10, cut resistance 25, cut resistance efficiency 60, and 11 points of harpoon resistance. Then you get the blackened chainmail, which is just as good, better harpoon resistance, and lower weight, same weight. Just shows how bad rusty chain is, really. No, they have their own special helmets. It's kind of funny. His eyes sticking outside of it. Looks a bit like a lobster. That does not look right at all. Unfortunately, I can't give Fade a helmet. If we want to get the shirts, we need to go visit Western Hive. This area here. Why is that popping up? Alright, too much sitting around. We need to do something. Are they still there? We cleared them out yet. I'll get them recovering at the very least. Yeah, the Hobbs to rest up with Eledor. Any big things here? Ooh, what's happening here? No beefings. Haven't really had a good chance to really show off how creepy and bizarre they look. That's fun. Oh, the music just stopped. That was weird. Weird transition. Location already known. Location already known. Okay, what about these bits? Oh, not open yet. checking more equipment. So we can't give him a shirt, can't give him boots, can't give him... Yeah. So probably need to get these guys equipped up a bit. Now, big advantage that robots have is for the most part they are just very resilient. They have more HP than everyone else by a fair margin for all their body parts, which means they can't just be lopped off or lose their limb or something. While these guys are sort of the opposite, in that they're very fragile. If they do lose a limb though, you can give them a robotic one, which probably has more HP than the one they lost. Really? That's it? Oh, this is a... That's really good, actually. Masterwork pants. If you got archers, best thing to give them something like a Sangosa or Straw Hat. No, that's a hat shop, isn't it? Where's the actual armor shop? Is there one? Okay. Let's go give these guys some armor. We'll have to buy some weapons too at some point. And then we can sort of have them practice a little bit. Is there anyone else to recruit here? P1EB and Truth. The reason why I usually use these pants over the drifter's leather arm pants is because of that extra defense to the stomach, so it overlaps. Wasting a bit of money on these guys, but they're kind of in dangerous positions, so somewhat dangerous. Going for the cool factor. Okay, so we just wasted a ton of money on that. And all that guy, or most of our guys, are reasonably healed. It might be worth doing a bit of a run to Squin and sell off a ton of copper there. I don't know if we've got enough copper though. Okay. I reckon we can get Pia out. But we can get these girls. What's it? Flick. So again, this is called JP Anime Face, I think. Does create a bit of a seam. You can see there. But for the most part, it's not very seeable. And I like to play with my character's appearance a little bit. Yeah, we'll get that one. So it's flick. She got a grumpier face, so it will make one a little bit grumpier. So you can see the eyebrows, make it grumpier. Go for the template one, gives them a bit slightly more mature look. Again, you can see the seams. This game is definitely an older game, so you know you put up with the flaws where you are. And again, you're not usually in close enough proximity to notice it anyway. This is ultimately a strategy game. So it doesn't really matter that much. So passive I set so that they just run after her. Okay. So food, she's fine. Good. Might get him to World's End. So meet up with Truth and what's his name? You can modulate the speed, so if your character's running too fast, you can slow them down so the others can catch up. She got really good athletics. So even at that speed, she's traveling. What speed is she traveling at? Tell you? Uh-oh. Okay, this part where you just run back to the Flotsam village. These are cannibals. This is my actual first real time seeing them. Look like they're all stubborn. And none of my characters really have none of these guys have the ability to fight them off. So back to the ninja village. You see the Flotsam ninja guards run out to kick ass. And you've got... That's the crossbow bolts going off. Where are they from? You find them. Oh, there we are. So it's a crossbow Mark II. It does 78 plus damage depending on where it hits. Oh, the girls don't have weapons. Wait, there's a weapon shop here, isn't there? Some free healing kits. Didn't realize I actually carried all them. Just gonna medic fix everyone up. Well, that was a very short trip. Okay. Ooh, jeez, these guys got some expensive weapons in here. Get rid of that. Just looking at the amount of money we got. Don't have a massive amount, unfortunately. Damn, these are all really expensive. Better than nothing. At least now they got weapons. And we're out of money again. So this is how quickly you can run out of money. Just equipping 5 characters, out of money. Even if the equipment wasn't even that good. Kind of like how they got all different shapes to them. I usually tend to make them all a bit similar. Sometimes it's good to embrace randomness. So anyway, so what I'm trying to try and do is I'm going to merge the Flotsam group in with the World's End group. And then eventually we'll get the Shark group also to meet up with the rest of the White Wolves. Flats Lagoon, I might just keep Cat there on her own for now. Does she need food? Yeah, she's fine. So we're trying to shrink these groups down. So we'll combine these 3 into the White Wolves. And then, well, all of them will be eventually joined into the... We'll have distinct groups. We'll have builders, we'll have researchers, we'll have it all set up for our village. So for now, I'm going to call it quits there. Just because sometimes my computer worries me and I just don't want to risk it deciding that it's time for it to call it kaputs for today. Hasn't done it in a couple of days, so hopefully some updates come through which has fixed up whatever was happening, or whatever was causing the issue has sort of resolved itself for now until it springs up again. I don't really have the money to replace a graphics card right now, but I will if I have to. But beyond that, these guys should be relatively healed. So, unfortunately, didn't do a lot today. It was a bit of just flopping around, not doing much. But yeah, once these three are all, well, actually the legs are okay. They should be right to go. I'll get these three heading to World's End. It's not that far of a trip. Get them to meet up with them. Then the issue we're going to have is getting pleb particularly. Because we're going to have to some sort of bandit camp there. Damn it. Pleb's going to be an issue because we can't take him through the Holy Lands without getting attacked. So we're going to have to stealth him through. Maybe sneak through the mongrel. For the most part, robots aren't attacked by the fog because they can't actually eat them. But anyway. The fogmen, when I say that. So I want to get everyone sort of to meet up and start setting out for Shem. Because I think that's where we're going to have to go. Because you can't build in the Holy Empire if you have robots and hivers, Shek, all that. Basically, just have issues there. I don't actually know who claims, if anyone claims Shem. Because a lot of the different regions are claimed by different groups. So, ideally, you want to get into an area where no one claims it. Don't think there's too many areas like that. Other than the old Fish Island and I think Crab Island. I can't remember which. Is that Crab Island? I don't know. I still really am looking forward to when and if Kenshi 2 comes out, because they're rebuilding the whole game in Unreal 5, and to me that's going to be amazing. Because the people who built all this with a crappy engine called Ogre, which they made themselves, and for the most part, this is pretty damn impressive for something which a small team of like 5 or 10 people. What's off that way? Oh, that's the coast. So we will need to start exploring some of these different regions, but we still need to sort of... I feel like getting everyone's equipment up to scratch is where we need to get it. What we need to do. Can you trade? No. And again, we're at 0 money. One time I started building a whole village, and I ran out of money because I stopped having any mining operations happening. I just moved them all to that village, and then everyone started starving. People started collapsing because they weren't eating. I had a big fail. It was probably my first real time building a base. And ultimately, I actually haven't built a proper base since, because I had such a bad experience. So, we will be eventually. But I want to start off with a station thing. We're going to pick a location in Shem, which would be really good to build in. Specifically, we need a good amount of land with some copper and iron nearby, so we can fence it in. And some water to pull stuff from. I think Shem gets rain. I'm not sure on that. I have to double check. But yeah, beyond that, still a bit of planning, still a bit of getting ready for everything to happen. And Eledor and Hobbs should definitely be back to work now. But beyond that, thank you for watching. If you want to leave a like or subscribe, I really appreciate it. If you want to ask me a question, send me a suggestion or anything like that, throw it in the comments. I will reply. Don't get enough of those. I like to get some more. And beyond that, there'll be some Cyberpunk tomorrow, Man of Blade 2 on Thursday, RimWorld and Minecraft on the weekend. And look after yourselves, look after your pets, keep doing what you're doing, and cheerio, guys.